Hey there, I'm Amy.Connell. Welcome to Graced Health, the podcast for women who want simple and grace-filled ways to take care of themselves. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach who wants you to know your eating, movement, and body don't have to be perfect. You just need to be able to do what you're called to do. I almost forgot the words to that. How is that even possible? I've said it so many times. This is another episode of Ask the Trainer, where I answer questions you may have about your eating, movement, or how they work together. Now, today's question is something that I will get oftentimes just kind of in conversation, and that is, what is the difference between a group fitness instructor and a personal trainer? Now, one of the reasons I get asked this is I will often provide bios to people when I'm either guesting on their podcast or if I'm speaking in front of their organization or church or whatever. And sometimes they'll say, Amy is a personal trainer for 16 years because my bio says Amy is a fitness professional with over 16 years experience, and she's a personal trainer. And so they'll kind of combine that. Now, depending on who I'm talking to, I decide, I just kind of have to make a judgment call. Like, should I correct them or should I not? Whenever I'm speaking with fitness professionals, though, I will always qualify that because there is a difference in that. And that's what I wanted to go through today. So I have been a group fitness instructor. That's what I started as. My very first time leading people in movement was when I was teaching mommy and me classes to pre and postnatal women. And then I moved into teaching, getting certified in a larger umbrella of group fitness under the AFA designation. Now, AFA was formerly called Aerobics and Fitness Association of America. It has since transitioned to Athletics and Fitness Association of America. So group fitness is kind of the newer term for aerobics of what we used to hear. I mean, like, again, as someone born in the mid 70s and grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, aerobics is what we did. I went to aerobics every Monday and Wednesday and Thursday at my wellness center in college. I went to aerobics at the YMCA when I was done, after a full day of work. But we have since changed that because even though group fitness situations are definitely challenging the cardiorespiratory system, the aerobic system, it also encompasses so much more. So group fitness, or sometimes you'll see it written as group X or group exercise, that is more encompassing over everything that we do. Now, group fitness, as you might deduce from the name, is done in a group setting. So that is when you walk into a class and they're like, oh, and here's our group fitness schedule. And we have body pump and we have strength and conditioning or a strength class. We have Zumba, we have spin. All of these are part of a group fitness thing where you have one person in the front of the room coaching you to do something, whatever form of movement that is. I will say it is an easier point of entry than personal training, and I'm going to talk about personal training here in a second. But in terms of the education necessary, you don't get in depth as much into the exercise physiology part of it. You don't get as much education in terms of just the sciencey stuff. I'm just going to say sciencey stuff because I am not a sciencey person. I am a numbers person and I'm a movement person, but I'm not a science person. So that was definitely an easier way to get into it. One thing about group fitness is it's important to have a personality that will drive community building, an experience for the people who are coming. So if you're kind of a dry personality and you like to just tell people what to do and they will do it, then group fitness might not be where your best fit is. That might be more for personal training. Again, I'll talk about that in just a second. But group fitness is a really great way of touching a lot of people in terms of their fitness, in terms of being able to encourage them. The one drawback to me of group fitness is you can't give people the individualized attention that they need. So if someone is coming in and maybe they're pregnant, or maybe they've had hip issues or knee issues, you can guide them some, but it is harder in that group fitness setting. To me, the biggest aspect or the greatest aspect of a group fitness setting is just that, and the community building. I read a statistic years ago. I wish I could remember the source of it, but it was something like 86% of people who attend group fitness classes show up for the community. And they show up for the social aspect. So that's something to remember. If you're someone who loves to bring people together and encourage people, then group fitness is a really great way to get involved in that. Now, after I had been, I think it was probably 13-ish years, give or take a year, maybe more like 12 or so, I just decided that it was the next step. And that's when I got my personal training certification. Now, personal training is really great for those individual needs that you may have. If you've had a slipped disc, if you've had bones fused in, any part of your spine, if you've had a hip replacement or, just bad knees or arthritis or something where you need some more attention, then personal training is the way to go. Now, you can also do small group settings with a personal trainer, but in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, that needs to be no more than 5 people, because after that, it gets kind of hard to individually tailor the workout to the 5 different people or something like that. But personal trainers will definitely be able to tailor to your unique needs. They'll be able to respond to you in a quicker way. If you're like, ooh, this does not work for my body because of whatever issue I have, then personal trainers are definitely the way you want to go. One of the things I really love about the personal training environment is, number one, getting to know my clients on a more intimate level and speaking with them, and just, they've become my friends, and we talk about the weekend, and we catch up and share things. And then the other more professional aspect of it is I love the opportunity to be able to educate more in depth. Yes, I can absolutely do that in the front of the room. But when I am, if I have a client who has bad knees and we are working a lot on our gluteus medius, which is those side glute muscles, I can explain to her why doing these leg lifts or doing these dog lifts is going to help her knee stabilize better than if I have 20 people or more behind me and I'm trying to kind of go through and stay focused on everybody and looking at everybody in the mirror while still thinking what I'm doing. There's just a whole lot going on in your head when you're coaching a group fitness class. So that is probably my favorite aspect of that personal training. And then also, I will say personal training to me is a lot easier on my body. There is a mentality that I think many coaches are trying to get out of. But that mentality is, if you are leading a group fitness class, then you should be working just as hard, if not harder, than everyone else in the class. I've heard people say, well, if I'm sweating, if I'm in a indoor cycling class, I want to see more sweat on the floor from my instructor than I have for myself. And I'm just going to challenge you. If that's where your mind is, I would like to remind you that this is your workout and not hers or his. And this is for you to challenge your body wherever it is. This is something that I know a lot of really great educators are trying to shift. Pete McCall is really great about educating people on this, but instructors are there for you, not for them. They are to give you a workout, not to give themselves a workout. They need to be getting their own workouts in on their own time, and then spending that time coaching you, helping you, giving assistance in tweaking your body or making it safe for you. The Pete's example, and you've met Pete on the podcast a couple times. I'll link to it in the show notes. But Pete's example is, Coach Belichick of the Patriots is not out there throwing passes. He's not out there blocking or tackling. He's coaching. He's assessing, he's taking everything in, and he's making adjustments as they go. And that's what the group fitness instructor needs to be doing rather than immersing herself or himself into the workout and trying to get as great a workout as they can. And I hope that makes sense. Now, I will say too that I have been out of the group fitness, the corporate big gym, big box gym, group fitness settings for several years. I did stuff in our small community, and then I went out on my own and I did group fitness classes on my own, which is when I kind of stepped out and I went into more coaching mode. So this may have changed. I may be speaking to something that was an issue 3 or 4 years ago, and it's not so much anymore. So if that's the case, then you can just disregard the last part of what I said. But I do think it is, it's important to remember that when you're stepping into a group fitness setting, that this is your workout and that you need to rely on your own intrinsic motivation, not extrinsic, but intrinsic motivation. We've talked about that before, to get the best workout you can and not rely on inspiration from your coach who's working hard for you to get a hard workout. Monetarily wise, because people ask me this too. In general, you can make more money, or you will make more money as a personal trainer than you will group fitness instructor. And you can scale that in different ways when you're a personal trainer. It depends on, if that's something that is important to you, then you absolutely need to know that. And it would be worth the additional time of, or the additional investment of time and energy and money, because it does cost all three to get your personal trainer certification. So that's that. I have been a group fitness coach. I loved it. I do personal training. I mostly do training right now. I still do a little bit of group fitness, but that is right now focused more on the summers. Who knows? Maybe at one point I'll get back into big group fitness, but not today. Not today. Okay, that is all for today. Go out there and have a graced day.